Hello, everybody, and welcome. What is it today? Today's Tuesday. It's August 1st. Welcome to August. And I hope you had a good July and you're ready for August. It's hot in Japan in August, and so you want to stay inside and watch movies. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I mentioned it before in the video I made a few days ago that I had just bought Your Name, Kimi no Name wa, or Kimi no na wa. If you want to, and I looked inside. It comes with these nifty little stickers of the characters. And it also came, because I ordered it, like pre-ordered it, it came with little bookmarks, like with a film strip of the film, and it was just, and then the inside packaging, I'll just show you. If you get the Japanese Blu-ray, has a nice kind of picture of the characters and stuff. You can kind of see that. Like that. Gosh, wouldn't it be nice if that was the thumbnail? But they never treat me that well. There's been some discussion on Amazon and stuff among people that maybe want to buy this as an import. If you live in the United States, you can buy this as an import from Japan. I think they want $60 to $80 for it, which is a little pricey, but you're importing it. It's fully operational as because America, I can't speak for the UK and other places where you guys watch my videos, but America and Japan share the same Blu-ray regions. So you can buy this, and it is all in Japanese, but actually the menu options even have Japanese and English, and then basically what you would choose is English subtitles. You can't watch it dubbed. So I guess maybe it was released in the States in a dubbed version. Funimation put it out in the States for a limited theatrical run. So most likely you'll get a domestic DVD of it if you live in the United States. I can't speak, again, if you know about a DVD in England or Australia or wherever you are, leave it in the comments and tell us what to expect. So, yeah, so... the other thing, oddly enough, that they added to this is a band that's fairly popular here. They've been popular with my college kids for a long time when I was teaching at the university. They're called Radwimps, and they did the soundtrack to this film, and the songs are really good. And the intro song, the opening credit song, they did an English language version of it. So that's included. That you can, just cue that up and watch that in English. There's also like a short documentary about the making of it. There's a 2-disc version that you can get in Japan that's more expensive. Like I said, I paid about 3,800 yen for this version, and that second disc has like all these animatics and storyboards, and if you're a big manga anime fan, that might appeal to you, but that would all be in Japanese, of course. So as for the movie itself, how was the movie watching experience? Amazing. It's a great film. I'm not surprised that I liked it so much. It had gotten such good reviews from a number of people that I watch on YouTube, and they give reviews for things that are in English. Obviously, I'm sure the reviews were great in Japanese as well. I watched this guy named Chris Stuckman. He reviewed it, went and saw it theatrically in the US. And there was another big reviewer that I watched that said something great about it. It wasn't Mark Kermode. We'll get to him in a minute, from the BBC in the UK, but somebody else recommended it reviews, they're able to see international films. But basically, the thing that intrigued me about this is the director, and I want to see if I can get these names right, so let me see if I can pull this up here. His name, or he wrote the material too, Shinkai-san, Makoto Shinkai. He did a movie way back in like 2003, 2004 called Voices of a Distant Star. And it was really interesting because the story about it at the time, about how it was made, it was all this hand-drawn animation, and it's just beautiful film. It's not quite a full feature-length film. I want to say it's only about an hour. But right before I left for Japan, I was, still on comic book boards. I was still an active comic book buyer and an editor over at Oni Press, one of my favorite comic book companies, was really recommending this movie. So I bought it on DVD at the time and loved that movie. And then kind of just forgot about the guy. And then when I saw that this was made by him, I'm like, oh, I should check that out. And then it went on to become the 4th highest grossing film of all time in Japan. It made 25 billion yen. So you just have to do math. But basically, a lot of money. The only films higher than it in domestic gross in Japan is Frozen, number 3, Titanic, and they're both just above it, 25 billion, 0.5, and then 26.2 billion yen, and then Spirited Away is the number 1 of all time still at 30 billion yen. So this one I thought got to number 1, but and that's according to the list of the highest grossing films in Japan on Wikipedia. Of course, this is still playing in some places in Japan. It's still got the green bar in it, and that's true. It is still actually playing theatrically here and there. But the thing about it is it's the 7th highest grossing traditionally animated film, meaning not like a Pixar, like a CGI film, and the highest grossing anime film worldwide, because it did really well in China. It made like $80 million in China, and it did really well in South Korea. No huge, surprise there. It made like $25 million so it only made like $5 million in America in its run. So tiny little bit of its profits. But yeah, it became. Let's see if I can see it. Oh, Mark Kermode from the UK now. I'm looking at a different part of the page. He did give it 5 out of 5 stars. Let's see. Yeah, it made just about $240 million in Japan. Now you got to remember, Japan's a small island, and movie going is not that big a deal here. So that's, it's quite an accomplishment for it to make that kind of money. So, but yeah, when you add in its worldwide grosses from China and South Korea and other places that played, Singapore and Thailand and whatnot, it's the highest grossing anime film of all time. So those are all things that prompted me to see it or buy it sight unseen, basically, which is not something I normally do with my Blu-rays. So basic, quick synopsis. I'm not going to go too much into it, so I don't want to spoil it. The plot is not intricate. You'll figure it out, but it's fun to watch it and let it unravel. So I don't want to go too much into it, but the basic things that are known about it is there's a young boy, and he lives in Tokyo. He's in high school, and a young girl, and she lives in more of like a place where I used to live. And I really do get the feels sometimes for like Shimane, and when she's walking around her very rural town. It's in Gifu Prefecture. The real place that it's modeled after, and he has kind of a directionless life, and is hoping for something different, and she really wants to escape her small town life and go and live in Tokyo where all the excitement happens. And that's a very true sentiment for a lot of Japanese young people, and why Tokyo is one of the largest metropolitan areas in the world. So many people go there seeking their fortune and their career, etc. But it's of course just beautifully animated. There's a repeating shot that I wanted to point out of that he uses of doors opening, and it's like the worm's eye view. You're down exactly at ground level, and you see the screen door or the train door or the school door or whatever it is. There's a lot of sliding doors in Japan coming at you, and it's an interesting transition, and he uses it a lot, and I really liked it. Just the detail in the animation, it's just so much different than American animation. And the characters are well acted, voice acting. The music by Radwimps is good. So the basic kind of supernatural, I don't know what you want to call it, supernatural, sci-fi, whatever premise is they end up swapping bodies. They wake up one morning and they're in each other's body, and they don't know each other. They've never met each other in real life, and you know, so he wakes up and he all of a sudden has breasts, and he's playing with his breasts, and and his younger sister comes in and goes, "Why are you playing with your breasts? Get up! We have to go to school. Stop that!" So there's a lot of fun humor in the film. And then, of course, she wakes up and she's in a boy's body, and of course just charms everyone that day when she's first in his body and doesn't really know what's going on, because, you know, his feminine side has come out, you know. And so they do that for a while, and then if you think that's the whole plot of the movie, it's not. There's something that happens at about the 45-minute mark. Well, I shouldn't be none of that because I'm sorry. I don't want to have spoilers in this. There's something that happens into the film, and it takes a turn, and then the rest of the film, it was very unexpected for me. I didn't know what was going to happen. That was a fun part of it. There's things along the way that do happen, and you thought, oh my gosh, is that really how the film's going to end, and blah, blah, blah. And so all I'm going to say is just go, and I think this is going to be a film, and probably a reason that it did so well at the box office is it's going to be a film that rewards repeat viewing. And I bet you there's a lot of people that went and saw it the first time, and the plot or the little intricacies and some of the twists, you know, they're not hard to figure out, but they're new and they're fresh, and sometimes they can be a little startling. So I bet you people went back and watched it again, knowing what you know after you've seen it, just to kind of watch it and enjoy it for all the other things that it is. It's so charming. It's easily, you know, one of the best films I've seen this year, next to The Handmaiden, which is a movie I think I talked about in another vlog, a South Korean / Japanese film by the director of Old Boy. Oh my God, it's such a good movie. Anyway, so highest possible recommendation for Your Name. You know, if you've seen it, you know, spoiler free. Don't put any spoilers in the comments, please. You know, what did you think? I don't want to go too much into details, but I wanted to have someone to talk to about it because I really did enjoy it. Just I went and rented this film. I don't know if you can read the katakana there, but that says Red Dotatoru. Red Turtle. And it was an animated film financed in part by the Studio Ghibli, Miyazaki's company, but made by a guy, I believe in Belgium, named Michael Dudok de Wit. And I was a little worried about getting it because it didn't mention subtitles or at all. But I remember when Mark Kermode, if that's how you say it, Kermode, somebody tell me how to say it. One of my favorite reviewers on YouTube. Go and just type in Mark Kermode and watch some of his reviews. And in his best of 2016 so far, he reviewed this and put it in his top 10 in like the 6 to 10 slot as one of his favorite movies of the year. And I believe when he reviewed it, and this is what stuck with me, is he said it's an almost wordless, you know, journey into blah, 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 blah. So I was like, oh, I bet you it's like there's not a lot of dialogue because it's about a guy who is stranded on a desert island. So, so I just trusted that I probably wouldn't need subtitles, and you don't. There's almost no dialogue in the film. You know, he shouts "Hey" sometimes, and you know, there's grunts and whatnot. But yeah, there's almost no dialogue in the entire film. So the animation is gorgeous. It's very different than like a Japanese anime. It's a very different style. But I gotta tell you, this is the type of movie that I rent every now and then. And I feel like I'm a bear of big brain. You know, I'm not so simple, but I like my honey. And I don't know. I watched it all the way to the end, and I was like, okay. And this one has fantastical elements. This one really has fantastical elements that I don't want to spoil in case you see it, concerning the turtle and his destiny on the island, etc. And I gotta say, I got to the end, and I'm just like, huh? I need someone to explain it, please. Like, tell me what it's all a metaphor for, or, you know, what I was supposed to get out of watching this movie. It was beautiful, and it kept my interest. It's only 80 minutes long, considering there's no dialogue in it. But that was kind of the thing. At one point, there is another person on the island, and you would think one of the first things you would say is like, "Hi, my name is Jason. What's your name?" And, you know, and they never talk, and I don't know. I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, see what you think. If you've seen this, it was beautiful, but I don't think I'd ever watch it again. I can't really recommend it because I just don't get it. So every now and then a movie kind of goes over your head. You know, maybe I'd have to, like I said, I need someone to explain it. So I felt myself, you know, when I was watching Your Name, thinking back upon one of my favorite Ghibli movies from up on Poppy Hill. And I'm sorry, I don't know the Japanese title of this, but this was written by Miyazaki and directed by another guy at Ghibli, and this is one of my favorites. This doesn't have any kind of supernatural elements to it, really. So this is a much more grounded story of younger, slightly younger students, Chugakusei, and if you just are looking for something to rent in the near future, this should be available at most places that have anime, and it's really, really good. And lastly, I've been buying some anime on Blu-ray lately, just kind of beefing up my collection. And I hadn't watched this film in a long time, but I got the anniversary edition of The Iron Giant. And I think this is the 20th anniversary edition. Does it say anything about that? It's just called the Signature Edition, according to the inside here. So it has some nice extras on it. Of course, directed by Brad Bird, who directed Ratatouille and The Incredibles, his first full-length animated film. And boy, is it good. I hadn't gone back and watched it in a long time, but it's touching. The voice acting is fantastic, even though it's some, you know, Harry Connick and Jennifer Aniston and stuff in some of the roles, but that doesn't really take you out of it. The bond between, you know, Elliot and E.T. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. The young boy and Hogarth and the giant is really touching, and yeah, just definitely worth. If you've never seen it, what are you waiting for? Go out and get it right now and watch it. But if you haven't seen it in a while, definitely worth another look. One of my all-time favorites, so I'll just throw that in there as well. Okay, so what are you watching that's great lately? I'm gonna do some reviews of some music boxes that I've gotten. I know you guys know, if you look up on the wall, that I am a Beatles fan. I've got all my Beatles album covers up there. So I recently got the really big, see how big this is? And then can you see right there, Sgt. Pepper? So I know I'm taking up time, aren't I? This is how big it is. The really big box set for the anniversary edition of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And I haven't even gone through this whole book yet. So I'm going to go over that, and an REM set I got recently, and the new Prince Purple Rain set. But I'm going to put that video on my old Taisha Jason channel. And I'll put links up on Facebook and Twitter and stuff, so if you're following me on any of those Who's What's It's, you'll see it. But, you know, I used to do media reviews all the time over on that channel. I just want to kind of put them over there because they're out of time. You know, they're not about Japan, and they're not, you know, you don't have to watch them right now. You can watch them anytime. So those are going to go up on Taisha Jason maybe this week. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, if you're interested in music box sets, take a look at that. And I'll try to do some more movie reviews from time to time as I get new stuff. But yeah, Your Name. Really can't recommend it high enough. Fantastic film. Definitely seek it out if you can. And thanks for watching all the way to the end. Okay, guys, peace. See you soon.